So the brand new Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature gameplay trailer was here, and it's 6 minutes long. It's much more than the first one. It goes into everything in a lot more detail, including fairies, the whole pack. It's a little bit better than what I thought, but it's still a little bit underwhelming, and I'm going to go over as to why when we break down the trailer. I've literally just ran home in order to record this video. I was just in Primark of all places. So anyway, today's video is sponsored by Instant Gaming. On Instant Gaming, you can get popular trending video game releases for insane prices. There are huge discounts on all games, including brand new games as well, by the way. I actually put off working with Instant Gaming for 2 years before I did actually work with them because I was worried it wasn't legit, but it is legit. As you can see, you can get popular Sims 4 pack releases for pretty much 60% off here, guys, which is insane. I'm going to put a link in the bio of this video and pretty much every video that I do with my link to Instant Gaming, so you can get really great discounts on any video game, including Sims 4 packs. And by getting any games through Instant Gaming, you're also helping to support my channel, which is very much appreciated. So thank you very much again to Instant Gaming for sponsoring today's video. The start of the trailer, they show an E3 or pool, and in the pool, this is where you actually become a fairy, by the way. But they actually spent the majority of the first half of the trailer talking about gardening, and they were talking about gardening like you can garden in your home, you can plant plants in your home. And I was just watching it thinking like, we can do this in the base game already. It's just now you've added special pots called house plants, but you're still just planting plants indoors. It's just this time you got house planty looking ones that kind of look like ivy. But they were also showing off, by the way, that you can use fairy dust in order to make them self-sustain, so de-wheat themselves and water themselves. And yes, you just saw a fairy chilling out in the sink right there as well. And these little things are pixies, not fairies. So pixies are the little ones you don't see. And then this is where they were genuinely just going on about like, look, you can plant indoors. It's like, you can plant indoors anyway. This is not a pack feature. What are you talking about? They're spending half of this trailer showing off base game rubbish. Anyway, looks like you can name your plants. How fun. And there were brand new social interactions with your plants. Not that they even talk back. Also, okay, here's a fairy as well. And I'm going to go over it in a minute, but I just want to say there's actually hints that we may be getting, by the way, a plant sim update. Anyway, she just planted a seed and it magically turned into the Mother Nature fairy. Don't know how that happened, but it did. And then this is the pool that you go in to become a fairy. So it's very, very easy, it seems, to become a fairy in this game. And to be fair, the thing that did impress me the most about fairies is probably the customization rather than the gameplay. There actually seems to be, as you can see here, a lot of different wing customization for them. It's obviously just the wings that you customize, but they obviously have other decorative stuff like they're showing off here, like horns and things. So it looks like you can make very different kinds of fairies. There's also ear upgrades as well. And I just want to stop here a minute. You can see that instead of hunger, we now have emotional force, which is a brand new need for your fairies. Another great thing about fairies, they don't shit. So you won't have to worry about a toilet need anymore. And you can see it says generate emotional force. Basically, instead of hunger, they feed off emotions, which is really interesting. And they need these emotions to make them feel full. Otherwise, they die, basically. And you can get the emotions from a potion like she did, or you can zap them and absorb them from other Sims, which honestly kind of makes them very similar to vampires, I feel like. Do you know what I mean? You can see that she made that other Sim small, and they're actually doing a woohoo. Fairy woohoo is confirmed in the game. Although I don't know if you both have to be fairies. Also, this is a fairy going in a dollhouse. I don't know if fairies are going to be able to go inside every single base game dollhouse. I mean, we all size the dollhouses down anyway in build mode, so it's not very useful. Anyway, here are the fairy abilities. Now, I was actually surprised because I thought they would just do like a good fairy and a bad fairy. But no, they've actually given you more. So it looks like you've got manipulation skills, emotional skills, nature skills, and customization of your fairy, and these are all different things. So to be fair, I thought they were just going to do like good alignment and bad alignment as they always do. So I'm actually really happy that they've done something different, and it looks like there's a lot of abilities. There are 28. In fact, I'm sure you won't be able to pick all of them. You'll have to pick and choose, but still. Here's an ability, age up another sim, which is interesting. I mean, we can kind of do that already, but whatever. Bring a gnome to life, and you can bring the gnome to life in order to repair things, for protecting you, for guarding, for cleaning. I'm not convinced that gnomes are actually going to be like walking around your house. If you bring a gnome to life, are they actually going to do these things, or are they just going to be stationary and there's going to be a magical sparkle around them? I can't imagine them actually moving around and doing stuff. Say it's just shaking. I don't think that's going to be a big deal, gnomes. Anyway, sway another Sim's emotion. Then we've got disruptive, so messing around with others' emotions and making her hate him. And then we've got nature nomad. So this is taking a break away from fairies and showing off living off the land. This brand new feature called living off the land that we've definitely never had before in any other Sims 4 pack. Well, this is living off the land 5.0. It basically is just what we've always, it's a werewolf ability, so you can forage on the ground and sleep on the ground as a werewolf can. It's just this time you don't have to be a werewolf to do it. You can also shower in the pond if you want to, well, not shower, bathe. So they've basically taken living off the land and recycled it in a way that we've definitely already seen before, but it's slightly different so that they can justify it being an EP. Here's a new feature, guys, luck. And I have a strong feeling this feature is gonna piss me off. Every single in-game day, like Stardew Valley, it's either a good luck day or a bad luck day. You can see right now luck is balanced, so every single day you have luck, and this obviously affects certain things in game. I don't know if this is gonna piss me off, being brutally honest. I feel like this is a really annoying feature. Oh, and if you've got bad luck, then you don't have like bad luck, but you do get sick, and this comes in line with the brand new Apothecary skill. I say brand new, it's just like the outdoor retreat Elixir remedy making skill. It's basically the same kind of thing, but it's slightly different, so it can justify it being an EP. Looks like you can make things that affect luck, firstly, and secondly, it looks like you can make different kinds of cures to your ailments, as well as some other basic things like stopping your needs, whatever. So if your sim gets sick, then you can basically craft a potion, and this herbalism potion, which is different from the outdoor retreat herbalism, is actually going to make you feel better. There we go. Another recycled feature. Apart from fairies, everything else is recycled. Even a lot of the fairy abilities are kind of recycled from other occult abilities. So arguably the fairies are not even that new, are they really? But still, it's something cool, I guess. Most of this, honestly, gameplay trailer was talking about gardening, which is something we've already had before. But this time we've got special plants. Plants where give you needs, because apparently plants give you needs, because obviously fairies feed off needs. So that's that need one. There's also the electrocution zappy plant there. Not sure exactly what that's going to be used for. And then here we go, him showing off the different elixirs as well. And I believe the elixirs may be a career, a life career, but I'm not too sure. We're gonna have to wait and see. This is an EP, but seeming that this is coming from the Sims team, and given their behavior with pretty much every pack over the last few years, it is gonna feel more like a game pack, but with an expansion pack size world. That's just the case with all of the packs these days. Also, I just want to say, this is Mother Nature's ex-husband, apparently, who you can summon here. And as you can see, he is a plant sim. They haven't given us much info about him, but we've seen one, potentially two plant sims in this trailer. Are we going to be getting a plant sim base game update alongside the release of this pack? Because it seems like, you know, this pack's all about plants, and alongside every single Sims 4 pack, it does come with a base game update. So that's just a theory. But in general, I just want to say, based on this trailer, like, obviously, I think the fairies are cool and I think I will enjoy them, but it's definitely not giving expansion packs where the gameplay, and it's definitely not giving originality. Everything seems to be very recycled. So it's, you know, it's just the same thing, but a little bit different. Like, if you own the other occult packs, it probably won't feel that special, being honest. If you like rags to riches, maybe sleeping on the ground and foraging for mushrooms on the ground might seem like a fun idea at first, but I do think there's a potential, by the way, that this may kill rags to riches style gameplay, or like homeless runaway teen gameplay, because I know it's popular, but if you can just grab food out of the ground now, it's probably not even going to be like easy anymore. I'm sorry, it won't be challenging anymore. Perhaps it'll be too easy. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, you can technically do that in the sand anyway. Oh, sorry, only if you own Island Escape, Island Living, whatever that pack's called. You can scurry on the in the beach. But if you want to, this is like EA's cash grabbiness right there. You can dig in the beach, okay, in sand if you own Island Escape Living. But if you want to dig in the dirt, then you actually need Enchanted by Fairies expansion, because you see, digging in sand is a different kind of premium than digging in soil. So this is EA's logic for you. And again, I just want to say, seeing it's on screen, this whole balance, imbalance luck thing, I think it's just going to piss me off. It's going to be like eco lifestyle neighborhood action plans. I know it. I just know it. Alongside every EP release, EA actually love to do this kind of like blog post where they go over not necessarily more detail, but they might give you more information that you didn't know before. And they normally also mention base game updates here. So I'm just going to skim through. I won't read it all out to you because I know you don't want to see it all. It does say that you can give your fairies glowing tattoos, which is interesting, which they didn't show off in the trailer. I do think the builds definitely look very good. Like, they're definitely very well designed. And in the original trailer, I thought they looked crap, but having a look now, they look good. See, I reckon it's the set dressing buildings I think are looking crap, but the actual builds look good. But I just want to say, I feel like they're not giving fairy house. Do you know what I mean? I was expecting your Sims to be able to live inside a mushroom or inside a tree as like a special brand new lot type in the fairy world. Wouldn't that have been cool? Instead, we've just got these kind of builds, and I think the people who built them did a good job, but it's definitely not giving fairy house. Obviously, it's not the people who made them. It's not their fault. It's just EA. I feel like they should have done it so that you could live in a special fairy house. Like this, for example. This, I feel like, imagine if this lot here was like an actual tree and you were literally like on top of a tree and you had to climb a ladder to get in there. Like, that would have been so cool. Why didn't they do that? Like, please, come on. It does say here, Occult Sim cross-pack gameplay tips. If you have Horse Ranch, the Cottage Living, or Cats and Dogs pack, fairies can use their nurture nature to fulfill animals' needs and instantly cure sick cats and dogs. So they interact with animals. There are so many ways for fairy sims to connect with their occult counterparts. With werewolves, fairies can soothe werewolves and bring their furry back to zero. Sorry, fury, not furries. With vampires, fairies can remove vampirism from them, return them to their natural selves. Fairies can also hydrate and top up the needs of mermaid sims and plant sim friends with the Island Living expansion pack. Also, with the Apothecary skill, you can create an elixir that fills the needs instantly for all occult sims. The Enchanted by Nature expansion pack introduces a fear of magic, making sims who have had a bad experience with magic feel unsettled by it, which is applicable with Realm of Magic, and sims may even get paranoid when near spellcasters. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, it does look pretty cool, but I just want to say, do not pre-order this because, okay, you will get the pre-order bonus like up to like a month or something after it's been officially released. So it's not actually pre-order bonus, it's an early purchase bonus. So please wait for my review. My reviews are not sponsored by EA. They're not gifted by EA or any other backwards way of not saying it's sponsored. Please wait for my unbiased review. And you know, what we've seen before, guys, with packs is that we think they're going to be great, but then we play it and it's like, oh, this is actually pretty wank. So please wait for my review. I just want to say though, I think it looks good. I did actually play The Sims 3 Fairies recently on my channel from the Supernatural expansion pack, and I will be honest, the fairies were kind of basic. So I'm actually very open to the idea of fairies having their own pack. It's just, you know, every other occult has had a game pack. This is the first time EA has been exploitive and cheeky enough to make an occult its entire expansion pack. Although, sorry, it's not the fairies expansion pack, it's Enchanted by Nature, so it's technically not a fairies pack. Fairies are just a minor feature, right? So it's not an occult pack. This is how they get away with it, but I see through the shit. So I just, yeah, I forgot what I was saying because I'm rambling. I don't know in terms of like, is this actually going to be an expansion pack's worth of stuff? This is why I'm like, hold off from buying it. I think the world is going to be shit. I truly do. I just feel like fairies, I thought, okay, seemingly fairies are getting their whole own EP. I thought fairies were going to be getting a special fairy world, not just a fairy neighborhood in this expansion pack. I thought they were getting a secret world that only they could enter, where like they are sized down and everything else around them is sized up. So what a size of an object normally is, fairies are like zoomed in and sized down, and fairies are living in special kind of mushroom houses and tree houses and living in special logs. And like you know, the flowers are like the size of trees. This is what I was hoping we'd get, where you could actually play down as a size down fairy, but because of the way the special world looks, it's like an optical illusion where it doesn't look like they've sized down. Like, that is what I was expecting. My expectations were too high, obviously, for electronic farts. I'm a little bit disappointed with fairies. Like, are they just gonna be like every other occult? All the occults in The Sims 4, it's just like they have an ability and they can do something with emotions and they can drink a special potion. Like, it's same old shit. So I don't know if I'm gonna be really excited for fairies. We're gonna have to wait and see. I don't know how you guys feel, but like when it came to vampires, spellcasters, like I played with them like just once, and then I went through all the abilities and I unlocked them all, and then it got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm done now. I've unlocked them all and I've tested them all out. I've had a little play around with them, and this is why I think in The Sims 1, 2, and 3, occults were always a minor part of another expansion pack. The reason why I think The Sims 1, 2, and 3 maybe did it well is like, you know, in The Sims 3, for example, vampires came as a part of the late night pack, which was like their city living get together pack. Like, it was just like a downtown kind of nighttime vibes pack. Vampires are just a little thing that you can mess around with. Like, they have a few abilities, but that was it. But that's all they needed to be. In The Sims 4, it's pretty much the same. It's just they've given you the pretentious skill tree system, and it's the same thing. Like, I play with vampires, mess around with them for an hour, and never touch them again for a year. And I feel like it's the kind of thing where it's like, do occults really need to have their own separate pack? Because I will just mess around with it for a little bit and never touch it again. Just like the guy I met up with on Grindr earlier. Do you know what I mean? I just don't really know if it's worth having a whole EP for them. I'm also wondering if it's going to be as cool as the Fairies mod by Spinning Plum Bobs. I was going to use the name. He, like, honestly is so talented with his occult mods, and he has mentioned the idea of integrating it into the Fairies expansion pack, which I think would be really cool. So I'm really hoping that will enhance Fairies when it comes out. From the offset, the Sims team always put a lot more passion into their supernaturally packs. We've seen this with every supernaturally pack they have done for The Sims 4. So of course, this is going to be a good pack, but typically, as I said, they do put a lot of effort into the occult. So I'm actually excited to see this. I had quite good vibes about the Life and Death expansion pack, and it turned out to be fantastic. I thought the same about the Werewolves game pack as well, and that was the last like supernaturally pack before that, and it was Ace. The last one before that was Paranormal Stuff, which is my favorite pack. They always do occults well. To be fair, I do have a positive bias towards the occult packs, so I'm hoping this one is good. We're just gonna have to wait and see on release. Anyway, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss another video, and if you want to see what it was like when I made my toddler sim live on the streets on a morbid tangent, make sure you watch the next video somewhere around here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.